So you can see it's starting to look like pudding.
Over 10 years ago, Elizabeth Andrews and her friend Stephanie Wagashige decided to start an artisan soap company named 7 Hills.
Well, we were making candles for gifts for Christmas, and we decided candle making was okay, but then we started thinking about soap making because it was kind of the same sort of idea, and we just loved it. We loved making soap. It was really nice to give as gifts, and it was fun to make.
It's creative. It allows me and it allows Elizabeth to pursue some of our other interests that we can't do as easily. She has an archaeology degree, and I have a knowledge of classics, and so we can apply things that we're interested in and passionate about to this medium of soap making.
These crafted soaps are made on a simple kitchen table in Mrs. Andrews' home, starting with various ingredients like lye and oils. They mix and prepare them into a soap mixture.
I'm measuring out the different oils that we use for soap. We use rice bran oil, coconut oil, and palm kernel oil in our soap. And we have to use them in exact proportions to get the kind of soap we want, because one will give more hardness, one will give more mildness, one will give more lather. And so you want to balance all those three things. They're kind of opposed to each other in the process to get a good bar of soap. And then once I measure it out, we put it in this crock pot and we melt it. Then I'm going to add the lye to it. And the lye and the oils, the lye is a base and the oils are an acid. And those will form a reaction called saponification, and that's what makes the soap. We experimented with some different oils. We did some olive oil, we did some other things.
We also experimented with putting other things in, like goat's milk and different fruit compounds.
Do you remember when I used pomegranate juice?
Some things worked better than others. So we also tried using, we tried to be really authentic ones and use animal lard, and that was horrible.
That was like bacon soap.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was not good.
But the soap made by 7 Hills is not just craftsman made, it's different.
We make our soap with essential oils only, so it doesn't have any synthetic perfumes in it. And so if you're allergic to scent or think you're allergic to soap, it's probably the synthetics in it. And so ours is really mild. And we do use interesting perfumes based on Roman and Egyptian recipes. Plus, we don't scent it so heavily that it conflicts with everything else you're wearing.
7 Hills scents their soap with essential oils. We thought these were the same oils used in the beginning, but we were wrong.
If you smell a rose, the smell of a rose that's the essential oil within the rose. When you crush a mint leaf between your fingers and smell it, what you're smelling is the oil, the mint oil. When you take a orange and you run your nail along the rind and you get that little spray of oil, that's orange essential.
They are distilled from plants, and mostly any sort of plants and herbs. And so there's a little bit of oil in the plants, and they heat it with water, and the oil evaporates into the steam, and they collect the steam, and the essential oil is separated out.
As we watch them make the soap, Mrs. Andrews makes sure nothing too crazy happens.
We could have some excitement here if this is too hot. It'll do something called volcano. It'll crawl out of the pot.
Oh.
We've had that happen once. It was lots of screaming and yelling.
Grabbing pictures. In retrospect, it seems kind of fun, but at the time, I don't think I was enjoying it very much.
Soon the soap is done and ready to use.
There's the soap.
So now you smell it.
When we were asked to smell the soap, we found that it had a vibrant scent of oranges.
It smells like oranges.
This big orangey bar.
Right now it has a little moisture in it, so when you leave it out and let it dry a little more, the air will finish hardening it, and then you can use this for soap.
It felt like it was really easy to make, and if you had the right materials, anyone can do it.
Because it is so much better than the store-bought stuff. If you use store-bought soap and you feel like your skin's kind of weirdly tight or sticky or tacky after you use soap, that's because it's really a detergent and it's not that great. But if you use this soap, you'll find that you really, really like it. And a lot of people, once they use homemade soap, a good one, they won't go back.
This story was produced by Ian Andrews, Bryce Harrison, Aiden Petrados, and Polaron Posadas for Stories from Deep in the Heart, a project of Texas Folklife and Grisham Middle School.